want to be president? So our future depends on who?
Listen, please.
Our future depends on who?
See females start showing their negative attitude. Okay, I will slap you.
I'm asking you a question. Our future depends on who? I don't hear the voice of the guys. Our future depends on who?
Yes.
And who again? Please, a round of applause for our principal. To be sincere, I've been in so many schools. I've been in ABC, Taibo, so many schools. I've never seen a gentle, a Spartan, an Iron Man principal like your principal. Because many principals, you know,
he's very friendly.
Yes, because he's very friendly. Even the first time we come to his place, I was thinking, why is the principal? They say, he's the principal. I was very surprised because he's very gentle,
man of the people,
very calm. This principal will be future president by God. That is why I see the teachers are very happy.
You can see the principal.
If you don't have a word, if you don't have a good leadership, that means everything is what? It's corrupt. Everything is bad.
Worse.
If you have a good leadership, you what have what? Good followers. That's why the teachers are good followers, because the principal is what? Very good gentleman. So please, always show respect to your teachers, your principal. Let me not step down from our agenda. In future, let's come back to future. You know, in life, if you don't know your direction, there is two things in life you need to know. First of all, who are you? You need to ask yourself, who are you? All of you turn to your neighbor and ask him, who are you?
You see, you are nobody for now. You are just a student.
And ask him again, who do you want to be in future? I want 2 students from the females and 2 from the guys to tell me what they want to be in future and why they want to be that in future.
Let me point. Elijah is good student. I want to become soldier in future.
What do you want?
Soldier.
Why do you want to be soldier in future? You just want to be soldier because they put uniform.
Because of enemies. What enemies? Is this our country's enemies or your enemies? Yeah, you can see. Let me point. Back. Let us do it random.
I want to be a doctor.
You want to what?
Be a doctor.
MashaAllah, I can see it. You'll be a doctor in future by God's grace. Why do you want to be a doctor?
Because to help people.
You want to help people?
Yes.
And you want to be rich, right?
Yes.
Clap down.
Oh, one number. Good take in him, but I'm going to take your soldier. One passing more. Back.
Nigerians.
Help Nigerian youth and to encourage the students that are growing up. So muna da good youths.
I'm calling president. Let's be after our
Be a
principal.
nurse. Yes.
You want to be what?
Nurse.
Very good, clap for her. Why do you want to be a nurse in future?
I need to help those who are ill, to cure people, those who are sick.
Please clap for her.
Ana taimakon mu za ta yi, a tafa mata. So the avenue is up.
Thank you very much. Now, all of us want to be some people in future, right? If you want to be someone in future, clap for yourself.
So you can see nobody want to become bad person.
So,
Everybody
my
has
question
ambition.
is, how can you be someone in future? There is two things that you need to know. First of all, you need to know who you are.
Define yourselves.
If you need to know who you are, if you know who you are, that means you can be someone you want to be. For example now, before, if they ask me, who did I want to be? I was even in primary school. I would just say I want to be engineer. So sometimes my dad even used to joke with me and say, you want to be engineer, not engineer. So,
America doesn't matter.
by growing up, you need to have what? You need to have a target.
Engineer computer.
You need to have what? A target in your life. If you want to be someone, that let your target always be that person you want to be. And you cannot only be that person until you have what? Education, knowledge.
Education is the man.
You can't just be a doctor without going through what? Through school. Without going what? Through education.
Today,
Say and dash is able.
wallahi.
If you want to be someone, you need to work hard. You need to work hard. Very hard. Your chemistry, your physics, your biology, your English, your mathematics, all these things are very important. Your literature, your commerce, your government, especially the ones that they want to be lawyers. Be a very good lawyer. So this time is the right time for you. Especially now you are going for what? Summer break, right?
Indeed.
I will give you assignment, all of you. Go home.
Aikin gida, kowa ya saurara.
Just lock yourself in a room. Just lock yourself in your room. You alone.
Quietly.
If your name is Fatima, call your name Fatima. Ni Fatima me nake so in zama.
To, Fati kina ji ko?
Fatima me wanke nake so in zama ko me shara. No, you need to ask yourself this.
Yes.
If you want to be a nurse, then ask yourself, I want to be a nurse. The way that I'm doing now, the way that I'm behaving now,
Zan iya zama.
this thing, is it taking me to the direction to be a nurse? This is a question that you need to ask yourself. Nurse ba yin makeup bane.
Kwarai.
Nurse ba yin daura dan kwali bane a kashe gaba, no.
A cuta 'yan ƙauye.
And also, Mr. President, to be a president, someone president ba cin tuwo bane.
You have to struggle.
You have to struggle, and this is the right time. This is the right time for you.
That's the same ambition.
I had a life story of Obama. You know Obama, the former president of
US.
America, right?
Indeed. Kenyatta, America.
Obama, do you know he's from Africa? Yes. His family are very poor. Because of the poorness, his dad run and left him alone. He was taken care by his mom.
Indeed.
Always his ambition is to be someone in future.
Kuma ya
But
zama.
because he's very poor, he's asking himself, how can I be someone in future without education? This is the only key. Education is what is the key to be who want to be in the future. Tell yourself this answer. Education is what? Key. Say it out. Education is what? Key. Education is the key to be who you want teacher.
Indeed. Makulli ne.
And who are the padlocks? Your teachers.
Idan baka kulle shi ne.
If your teachers lock the padlock, you cannot open it. So you need to work hard.
We can teach
Very,
you
very
haphazardly.
And because now I know my sisters are ready because they will come back again. They must.
Indeed.
Go. You need to hear their sweet voice. Go.
Yeah.
Boys, you need to hear their sweet voice. Clap for them, please. Your sisters are not. At least you will hear advice from your sisters. At least. Before my sister says something again, before we go to the next agenda, one of our brother will say something. Let me even introduce him so that you need to ginger yourself. As you see, he's a very young, he's not even above 20.
Yaro ne.
And presently now, he's a computer scientist. And by God's grace, in this year, he's going for his NYSC. What is the full meaning of NYSC? Please clap for the sisters. So you hear a word of advice from one of our brothers.
Wannan shayi ne da maganin shi. A tafa mai.
Good morning, students.
Hello, sir.
Always when you are talking about careers, you have to understand one thing that you need to put it in your head. When you want to be something or when you want to achieve something in life, you just have to believe in two things. You have to be stubborn and ambitious. What I mean by you have to be stubborn and ambitious is not by being stubborn going to TikTok, dancing up and down and posting it on social media. That's not what I meant by being stubborn.
Masu chatting.
I wrote my WAEC 2016 when I was in SS2, and since I was like 5 years old, my ambition was always to be a petroleum engineer, and I attempted it on that 2016, and it didn't work out. And 2017, I tried again. It didn't work out. Then I started Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, where I started mathematics, but I still didn't feel like this is not what I want to be. That's the stubbornness I'm talking about. I went on to have my first degree in information technology, where I graduated 2020, and I still think that this is still not what I want to be. And currently, while I'm about to go for my NYSC for my first degree, I'm a student now in the prestigious Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, where I am doing my dream course, petroleum engineering.
Challenges.
When I'm talking about stubborn and ambitious, this is what I mean in particular. You have to be stubborn, know your aim, know what you want to achieve, know what you want to be, and focus on that and only that. Nothing. Just think about it and only it. Don't think about anything else, no any dimension, and try and convince your parents even if that's not what they want you to do. Be stubborn with it. That doesn't mean you should disrespect your parents, but try and convince them this is what I want, this is where I see myself in the future, and this is what I want to be. That's the key, and that's the most important thing. And I want to know, I want to see the engine girls from the ladies' side. Who among you girls want to be an engineer when you are done with this, your secondary school?
Engineer, raise up your hands.
No engineers. You know, one thing you need to understand is that engineering is not only a profession for boys only. We have many engineers around the world, around the globe, who are mostly females. Mostly in the petroleum engineering sector,
Listen, please.
you have many reservoir engineers, which I think most of the population of the petroleum reservoir engineers, about 60% are ladies. So it's not only for ladies to be doctors or nurses or teachers. You have to think beyond. You don't have to look at the society and think that as a girl from the north or something like that, it's like a taboo to be an engineer. There is nothing like that. You have to understand that the limit is there, and you just have to set it for yourself. Be what you want to be, and try and make yourself, your future children, and your parents proud. Thank you very much.
He presented well. The engineer.
Please put your hands against of my brother.
Yes.
I'm Abdullah. I'm Abdurrahman Abubakar. Welcome to be a rise. I don't have to say anything. My pen has strayed, but impressed. Not sure if the simile of metaphor is aptly how I feel. We combine aptly how I feel. This is not an activist, just a citizen. So, I don't think so. I'm going to talk about this strike. So let me ask you something. Do you think is ASU one of the problem of this strike, or membership is one of the problem, or leadership is one of the problem?
Sir, please, if we can answer that, I think Madam Seidu, yes, you can actually answer that. What exactly is the problem of the country? I mean, ASU the main problem of this strike? Is it the federal government or is it the bodies? So that's the question I asked.
Good afternoon, everyone. He's asking a very good question which concerns us, almost all the teachers here, because majority of us are students here. And he says, what is the problem? Is it from leadership or ASU board or the students? Okay, the leadership and the ASU.
Yeah.
Okay, as far as we want to talk about ASU strike, before I go on, let me introduce myself. My name is Haruna Saidu, and I'm a student of one of the best university in Nigeria, the prestigious university, Ahmadu Bello University. I'm still a student, though. As far as ASU are concerned, this is a two-way thing, because it's a thing that affects us as a student, and it's a problem that comes from the government and also the body. Why I said the problem comes from both the two sides is because this ASU strike is a thing that has started even before some of us were born. Even before some of us here were giving birth to, ASU strike and ASU struggle has started since then. So, are they telling us, like, okay, as a body, ASU from, let's say, 20 years or 30 years before now, that up till now, ASU as a body has not gotten a solution other than strike? I don't think a group of people, like a country of Nigeria, teachers, lecturers, professors, will sit together and tell us, the student of Nigeria, that there is no solution to this problem other than strike. It's a lie. Why
they are using strike to elongate this issue is because some of them, the bodies, especially, let's say, the leadership of the ASU, truth to be told, are using this medium to cash out. When I mean the cash out is to make money. Because we all know that when we go to our universities, we see a lecturer teaching in 1 or 2 or 3 universities, a lecturer alone. And most of these other universities that they are teaching are what? Private universities. So it's a pain to them, like, okay, since we go on strike, we have ample time, we have more time to go to other private universities to teach. So, and we all know that most of their children, when you see a lecturer child going to one of these universities, then probably he doesn't have much cash, or he's still a junior staff in the membership of our staff. But majority of the leadership, they are board, all of their children are either abroad or what? In a private universities. So it doesn't really affect them. They have ample time to go to other universities to teach. So that's why going to strike is another way for them to cash out. And when we talk about the government, these people have been crying for, let's say 20 years back. So are you telling me that even if, let's say for example, per government will come, like, okay, as a government, this is my tenure, under these 4 years that I'm going to run, I'm going to settle, let's say, a percentage of this people. Because what some of us don't know is that this absolute debt is not about this present administration. It's a debt that they've been owing them for, like, let's say 20 or more than 20 years backward. So, have it been the government on its own is ready to solve this problem? It's a thing that they can do, like, okay, as a president, each time a president comes, he will pay them 20% of their debt. The next president will come, pay them 20% of their debt. The other president will come, pay them 20% of the debt they are owing. Are you telling me that by now we wouldn't have gotten a solution to this problem? So, it's an issue that the government are not ready to solve. And even the university, the ASU as a body are not ready to solve. If we could remember, the last time they had meeting that there was an issue, the government were saying, how will a body like ASU be telling them how they will pay them? That means they are doing like a truth or dare between them. Like, okay, you can't tell me what to do. And the ASU are telling the government, you two can't tell us what to do. As of recent weeks now, the news we've been hearing is that, okay, they will call off strike, The ASU body are fighting the government that they don't want what we call IPPS, because there's a method the government are using to pay them, which they call IPPS. The university lecturers or the ASU as a body said they don't want that method of payment, which is called IPPS. And the government is saying, is this IPPS we use to pay you? Are they telling us that for this whole month, or for all these 4 or 5 months that we've been sitting at home, or this strike has been going, and they still can't have a meeting or sit down and come to a final conclusion that, okay, are we going to be using the IPPS or are we going to use the YouTh? Because the ASU as a body too came with a plan or a method of payment that they feel will suit them. And they call it what? YouTh. I don't know what it means, but they said they've tested it and everything. So, this issue is an issue of 2 elephants fighting, and they don't care. Everybody is trying to prove points. The ASU are trying to prove points to the government that yes, we are a body, we can control things, we can shut down the schools, we can do this, we can do that. Not realizing the effects it's having on us. Truth to be told, I'm supposed to graduate this year, but the way things are, probably I might grade upper year. 2020. If I bring out my ID card is saying I'm graduating 2022. But the way things are, say Shekara Tasama probably I will graduate. So they are going on this strike without seeing the effects or what is causing on us as students. I have a lot of things to say, a lot of complaint, because it's a thing that is really disturbing me, because I'm a student and I know what me and my other fellow students are going through, which the government and the ASU body are not seeing it. They don't care about us. They don't really do. Election is coming. All they're after is what? Election. Nobody is even talking about the ASU. Okay, let me cut the story short. Thank you.
This is how to kill a god of ASU. Sorry, sir. One of the Ramon to have a view. Please. He is also an active student representative member.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I am Abdurrahman Zakaria by name, popularly known as Celebrity, right? Yeah. The question, please sir, can you just repeat the question?
He is trying to ask us that what exactly is the main problem? Is it the federal government or the ASU body themselves? Or who is the main problem of this thing?
Thank you, sir. As in, to me, it's the federal government I will blame because, as in, let me just ask the teachers now. Can you work, as in like, can you just work for 6 months under a person without a full payment? Answer this question.
Listen, we can do the work if we are highly committed.
I really appreciate what you said. Those people, before they born us, as in like, everything in this country, especially education, is totally low. Very, very, very low. We are staying at home now over 6 months or getting to 5 months now. And the main issue is that the education in this country is totally collapsed. Go to outside country. We have not been there, but we have a friends there. If you are in school now, you have 1 or 2 friends that 1 semester or 2 semesters, they have left the school, right? You cannot see as in a hall with a convenience, everything, as in everything is well occupied. Why? So to me, you are not going to blame ASU because it's a body and they have to fight for their right? And you can see students here again, they will write jam and write to write. They are waiting for admission. So to me, it's federal government fault, not ASU.
Thank you, sir.
I
think we are going to Q&A. So the next agenda is Q&A. Question and answer. This is the avenue for you student, but the question is divided into 2. You will ask question for the presenters. They will tell you the answer, and then later they will give you another avenue in which they will ask question by themselves. So anyone that is able to answer the question, as we said, there is presentation of gifts for that person. So Chairman, if you are ready.
Sir, you mean these students can ask questions?
No, we are the one that will ask them questions.
They will ask us first.
They will ask you guys first. Okay. So I have people already making questions for you. So can we do that now?
Yeah.
Wonderful opportunity to ask questions here. First of all, I thank the CEO for encouraging us to do it live. Firstly, I was flabbergasted by this astonishing
Please, slow down, calm down, please. Easy.
You're asking a question, you're not fighting them. Sir, this guy is about to ask you a question. Guy, you're not fighting them. Please calm down and ask them. Please wipe your mouth.
I was flabbergasted by I was flabbergasted by this astonishing and impressive idea you came up with. Posterity will acclaim this stupendous start you have taken up with. God willing, definite service for our fatherland. my question here is that how do you think this will improve to our youth? Thank you very much.
First, I would like to thank the president for his big English and what? We should do. Okay, continue the question.
Any question again?
Yes, we have. Yes, we answer that first, sir.
No, sir.
I didn't see it.
Okay, the second question.
What man can do?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to presenters. Actually, I'm not about to argue. I was taken aback by this great presentation and this great idea. I would like to support and also be a part of this great idea with God's fortitude and the strength to support. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm by the name of Ismail. My question is, what encourages you people to start broadcasting as a youth? Is that anyone? I trust nobody. You have something to say. They are not here to fight, so don't kill them with our
Okay, so no one again. As I